Purim The Musical.
Good evening, everyone. We're glad you joined us. We have a little bit of housekeeping to do first. Now, it is customary to have some cheering and some booing. We would ask that during the songs, you hold off. But between songs, it's fine. Now, also, unfortunately, our narrator has lost her voice, and I have been voluntold that I will stand in for Aaliyah. You'll assist me, correct? Good. And what's this? This just in. Some of our cast have fallen ill, and we'll be operating short-handed tonight. Aaliyah, you'll need a cover for them. It's okay. Look, I'll bing you in, all right? And here's your costume. Quick, go change. We got to get started here. Whew, okay. Good. "2,500 years ago, there was a king and a kingdom. About them, tales were writ. Tale-tellers told them, singers singed them. But this tale is a true one. Mighty Persia was the land. Capital Susa. King Ahasuerus was the man. One day, the king decided to throw a royal bash. And show off for his guest his regal finery and cash. He brought out all the precious stones. He pulled out all the stops. The seventh day, he called his queen to prove that she was tops. He sent Mehuman, Bigthan, and 4 more eunuchs. Let's peek into her chambers and see how she reacts.
Look at me, I'm queen, I'm queen, I'm queen, I'm queen, I'm queen, I'm queen, I'm queen. Yes, I am, yes, I am. And don't you forget it. Oh, the life of a queen is truly keen. My surroundings are truly sumptuous. The cuisine is oh so scrumptious. The meat can't be beat. The wine is divine. Having eunuchs to serve it. Well, the eunuchs are a pest. But apart from that, I'm blessed. After all, I deserve it. Who makes all the other women jealous? Me. Who wears the pants in the palace? Me. Who is revered from here to Istanbul? Who does the king find irresistible? Yours truly, the life of a queen is truly keen.
1,000 pardons, my queen, but the king demands your presence at once!
Tell him I'm sorry, but I'm most indisposed. I've a headache, I'm tired. There's a run in my heart. I've not finished my champagne, my caviar, my cake. Tell him to jump in the lake.
The king's wrath burned within him. So angry he became. Advice he needed, counselors. And counselors they came.
Vashti, do you dare cross me? King of Persia, king of the Medes. What's to be done with Queen Vashti? She clearly refuses to obey me. According to law, my counselors, advisors, what's to be done with a queen the king despises?
So she makes one little mistake. Is that such a crime? Fool!
What do you think will happen when our wives hears the news that King Andros a herder and the queen she refused?
She'll gossip through the kingdom, she'll shout it from the domes. We'll no longer be the masters in our own home.
It'll be scrub the floors and sweep the streets.
And I'm too tired, so will you, dear?
My wives won't obey, they'll revile, not revere us. Our neighbors will smear us, our servants won't fear us. Queen Vashti, an example must become if we are to remain the kings at home.
Well, we must divorce her.
Done! Send forth a decree for all to see. I divorce Vashti, my insolent queen.
A new queen we need.
She must be found.
Bring all the virgin beauties from all around.
After 6 months of spices and oil of myrrh
And 6 months of cosmetics,
I'll choose her from all of the beauties in that lovely host. I'll decide on a maiden who pleases me most.
Now here's a little side note to help you background-wise. A man sat at the king's gate. His name was Mordecai. Now Mordecai was Jewish, a true Jew through and through. He raised his cousin Esther, and she was Jewish too. Hadassah was her Hebrew name, a name she loved and cherished, a secret name that meant the flame of home would never perish. He took her to the capital. For queen, she was a shoo-in. But before I give the plot away, let's see how Esther's doing while she dreams a dream of times gone by and hopes that hope will never die.
I, Hadassah, named for the myrtle tree. I, Hadassah, created to be free. Oh, Imaba, how I've missed the ones who named me for the fragrances of Zion. I, Hadassah,
And so it came about that when they heard the king's decree, young ladies by the hundreds came to Susa to be queen. The competition was intense. Each lady was instructed that good taste and good choices played a bigger role than luck did. The two eunuchs who were in charge were rather sweet on Esther. They told her what to do so that the king could not resist her.
We are the eunuchs of the queen, and we like it very much. We've made Vashti what she is today. We've really got the touch. Now Vashti is a has-been by order of the king. So it's up to us to make a fuss over every would-be queen. So we're getting Esther ready. She's our favorite for the queen. We decided that we like her, so we're going to help her win. We've got resumes and dossiers to prove that she can be a queen stupendous, splendid. Okie dokie for the queen. We've got spices to entice Ashverosh, myrrh, musk, and more, and cosmetic and exotic. Oh, ointment? Looks like grease. More of a paste, I think. Soap, liniment, nard, arnica, cream, mentholatum rub, moisturizer. Don't be ridiculous. Nothing rhymes with moisturizer. 5, 6, 7, and bubble bath galore. We've got 7 crates of cold cream and 1 more of powder puff. We've got perfumes, powders, and colognes and other smelly stuff. So douse her and we'll soak her and we'll pummel her with oil. By the time we've done our duty, she'll be quite the lovely girl. Although she will be miserable for months and months on end. We know from past experience she'll thank us in the end.
Daily Mordecai walked back and forth before the harem to see how Esther was, how she fared, and did she dress warm? Now Esther was no fool. She followed both eunuchs' advice, and so the king chose her, for she found favor in his eyes.
When I was just a little girl, I dreamed someday I'd be a contented wife with a simple life and children on my knee. I dreamed of a garden and fields to roam, of tending a fire in my own little home, and one man's love to call my own. When I was a little girl, now I've got my fields and gardens and fires, more than I wished for in childhood desires, and I've got my man, but not for love. I'll never call him my own. He doesn't know that I'm a Jew. He doesn't know the God I do. How can I love him and still
Soon after, at the king's gate, where Mordecai was sitting, two murderous officials were assassination plotting. Well, Mordecai told Esther, and Esther told the king, and it was written in the book of Chronicles in Morty's name. And now our story, sad to say, becomes quite sinister. An evil man, Haman, became prime minister. The king decreed that all bow down and pay homage to him. But Mordecai bowed only. He bowed only to the God of Abraham.
Bye, I'll miss you so. Refuse to bend the knee, continue to insult me, mock me publicly, and you'll pay the penalty. The Jews in Susa and throughout the kingdom must pay along with you. I'll exterminate them. Mordecai, defy me, barely try. Mordecai, and you will surely die. Mordecai, your people too must go. Mordecai, bye-bye, I'll miss you so. Perhaps I will give you one chance to reflect. What will happen to you if you don't genuflect? Mordecai, I hate you and your Jews. You provoked me, now you're going to lose. Mordecai, rebellion's a no-no. Mordecai, bye-bye, I'll miss you so.
Enemy of the Jews they called Haman. And for good reason. He declared the 13th day of Adar Jewish open season. But Mordecai, our hero, He won't give up without a fight. Without delay, he starts to pray and informs God of his plight.
God of Israel, thou heard our voice in Egypt's land, and sent thy servant Moses, and saved us by thy hand. And for our hunger manna gave, and for our thirst sent water. Thou led us to the promised land, there taught us there to pray. To our Father God, who is always near, to our caring God, who inclines his ear, our God who commands us not to fear, God of Abraham. And now thy people Israel call on thy name again. Magan Abraham, shield us from this enemy, Haman. He seeks to do us harm, our very lives are in his hands. Oh, raise your mighty arm to save us, God of Abraham. Many times we've been in danger, will not fear our end. For thee we trust to rescue us, God of Abraham.
Within the palace walls, our Esther hasn't heard the news, but knows her cousin Mordecai is mourning for the Jews.
What can be wrong with Mordecai? In sackcloth and ashes he weeps and cries.
Send them back, I won't accept them.
Ask Mordecai and find out why the man is mourning so bitterly.
Haman told the king he would pay them to see the Jews' annihilation. Go to the king and implore his favor. Plead with the king for your people, Esther.
These 30 days had not been served. Go to the king with death for certain.
Do not imagine in the palace that you can escape any more than all the Jews. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place, and you and your father's house will perish. And who knows if you have not attained royalty for such a time as this.
When assemble all the Jews who are found in Susa. Fast for me, don't eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. Thus I will go unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. It's in the hands of God.
So Esther gave a banquet, part of her master plan. To curry the king's favor and overrule Haman. He fell for the old banquet ploy, not fearing for his life.
Hear me now recount the glory of my riches, the number of my sons, in every little instance where the king has magnified and promoted me above all the princes and the servants of the king. Esther the queen, let no one come but me to her banquet. Of course there was the king tomorrow also I'm invited by her with the king. And all of this does not satisfy me. Every time Mordecai the Jew I see sitting at the king's gate, it grieves me terribly. Tell me, my wife, what can I do to rid myself of him who takes my brightest day and makes it dim? He won't stand up or tremble. How can I extinguish him?
Have a gallows made 50 cubits high. Then in the morning ask the king to hang Mordecai. Be assured the king will have Mordecai hanged on it. Then go joyfully with the king to the banquet.
Tell me, my
Have
wife,
a
what
gallows
can I
made
do
50 cubits
to rid
high.
myself of
Then
him
in the
who
morning ask the
takes
king
my
to hang
brightest
Mordecai.
day and makes it
Be
dim?
assured the
He
king
won't
will have
stand
Mordecai
up or
hanged
tremble.
on it.
How
Then go joyfully
can I
with the king to
extinguish
the
him?
banquet. Tell me,
I'll
won't
have a
you,
gallows
what
made
can I
50
do
cubits
to rid
high,
myself of
and
him
in the
who
morning
takes
ask the king
my
to hang
brightest
Mordecai.
day and makes it
When
dim?
I'm assured the
He
king
won't
will have
stand up
Mordecai
and
hanged
be a
on it, I'll
man.
go
How
joyfully
can
with
I
the king to
handle
the banquet.
him?
Have a gallows made 50 cubits high, and in the morning ask the king to hang Mordecai. When I'm assured the king will have Mordecai hanged on it, I'll go joyfully with the king to the banquet. Should I?
You should,
I never thought I should. Can I?
you can,
I never thought I could. And
then our problems will be through when
Mordecai
Mordecai
is
is dead.
Now the king couldn't sleep that night. He ordered a good book. Remember Chronicles? Well, at that book, he took a look. And there he found it written what Mordecai reported. How he helped to save the king's life and had never been rewarded. At that very moment, who but Haman would arrive? To ask the king's permission for hanging Mordecai.
What's to be done?
The king asked.
For a man I wish to honor.
Haman thought it for himself and went, "Famish."
let them bring a royal robe that the king has worn, and the horse the king has ridden, whose head has worn the crown. And through the city square by a prince they should be led.
Then the king said,
Good man, Haman. Do all the things that you have said. Get the robe, get the horse, and Mordecai, and you shall do this for him. Do not fall short of anything that you have said on this day.
what could he do? He honored Mordecai. Oh, but how he suffered, and afterwards he hurried home, in mourning, his head covered. And when he told his wife and his friends of everything that had happened, his wise men and his fickle wife were not a comfort to him.
Goodbye, Haman. You're really done for now. Goodbye, Haman. A really dirty chow.
Chow chow.
If Mordecai, your hated foe, is of Jewish origin, you will not overcome him, but will surely fall before him. Too bad, Haman, you picked a Jewish foe. Too bad, Haman, we really hate to see you go. We could have told you if you'd asked that Mordecai would win at last. The Jewish people have a way of getting saved in the end, some way. So long, Haman, we hate to let you down. So long, Haman, but we just can't hang around. We'll see you down below one day, but until then we have to say, what kind of sap? What kind of dope? What kind of dunce?
What kind of schmo?
What kind of unmitigated nincompoop would pick a Jewish foe?
At that poor prospect, Haman was thoroughly nonplussed. He threw a giant tantrum and kicked and cried and cussed.
But just then, Esther's servants came to take him to her room, where lay the golden banquet, which soon would seal his doom. Meanwhile, the king and the queen were getting ready for that banquet. Perhaps we'll overhear their thoughts if everyone is quiet.
My husband, my king,
Beloved, my queen, how often
my
my thoughts turn to you.
He touches my
Touches my
like no other
heart.
can. My childhood dreams finally come true. How is it you move me when no one else moves me? What is it, this magic you have? It must be that something that's once in a lifetime. It must be genuine love. How could I know I'd grow to love you? Gentle king, and know to save my beloved people I must risk everything.
Esther, you're my one delight, a shining, precious stone, a shining star, a burning fire, a fire in my soul. Whatever you ask, I will grant you, my Esther. To half of my kingdom it shall be done. What will you request of me? I'll not forsake you. I'll grant you the moon and the sun. Whatever you ask, I will grant you my Esther, to half of my kingdom. It shall be done. What will you request of me? I'll not forsake you. I'll grant you the moon and the sun.
Always love me.
I'll always love you.
Never send me away.
I'll never send you away.
Rescue my people. Rescue my people, I pray.
The dinner hour soon arrived. And in the banquet hall, fun festivities, fabulous food were had by all. Haman spilled the wine and he had to send his tunic to the laundry. He had himself a royal time and quite forgot his quandary. But then the king disclosed Esther's petition would be granted. All she had to do was tell him.
What is it you wanted?
I've been sold, I and my people, for destruction. O king, give us our lives. This is my petition.
What? Who is it? Where is he?
Roared the king.
Who made this plan?
A foe and an enemy, this wicked Haman.
Then the king walked into the garden to control his anger some. Haman took the opportunity to whine and beg and moan.
No, 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 it wasn't me. You were mistaken for someone else. I've a cousin who looks just like me, and 3 identical twin brothers. Or maybe it was someone else called Haman. That's a very popular name, you know. With Esther, you're mistaken. Look at the time I'm right.
No, 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 Esther, don't listen. Don't fall for that baloney. He's crafty and he's cunning and his arguments are stunning, but he'll always keep you running. He's a weasel and a phony.
I never had a dog. I shared a room with 14 camels. My playmates never liked me. They always picked me last for basketball. I've been sick. My bank account is overdrawn. I've had a bad week. They're auditing my tax return.
No, 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 Esther, don't listen. Don't swallow these excuses. When I had all my troubles, did I accuse the Jews? It was tempting, I assure you, to blame them for my woes. I figured, sure, why not? Everybody else does. But did I know? Which goes to show you Haman is a dirty rat. It's a trick, it's a trap, you must never fall for that.
Think of my family, my lovely wife and many, many sons. What would they do without me? The darling, helpless little ones.
No, 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 Esther, don't listen. I've known him all my life. Don't buy that schmaltzy story about his kids and
Say, Esther, I noticed you were low on slaves. I could give you a strong, healthy maid and lots of able-bodied boys. Queen Esther, you wouldn't want to hurt me. I have a low threshold for pay. Please, Queenie, help me.
No, Haman, you're finished. The jig is up, you're through. We're tired of explanations and continual evasions and your devious deception, so we're making no exceptions. It's time to pay your dues.
I never had a dog.
No.
Dog my family.
No.
I noticed you were low on slaves. Please, Queenie, help me.
Haman threw himself on Esther's couch and pleaded for his life. And when the king returned, he cried.
You dare assault my wife?
The gallows hung him, for which Mordecai he did intend. And finally before him, Mordecai his knee did bend. Esther asked the king to
Let the Jews defend themselves.
Send another edict.
and everything went swell. Now this is why we celebrate the 14th day of Adar. Because for the Jews, there was light and gladness and joy and honor.
God of Abraham, thou heard our voice in Egypt's land, and sent thy servant Moses, and saved us by thy hand. Thou hearkened to our cry when in the wilderness we wandered, and for our hunger manna gave, and for our thirst water. Thou led us to the promised land, and taught us there to pray to our Father God, who is always near, to our caring God, who in times is near, our God who commands us not to fear, God of Abraham. When people Israel call on thy name again, God of Abraham, shield us fast against the evil man. He sought to do us harm, our very lives were in his hands. You raised your mighty arm to save us, God of Abraham. Many times we've been in danger, we'll not fear our end, for we trust to